Oops. Come on now, stay right there. Let me swing my mouse back over here. You can kind of see the blends a little bit better and the beadwork. Because
Yeah.
all of the little flower-like things that you see, those are all beads. This
Right.
was the first cross-stitch piece I ever started. I jump into the deep end because,
You
in my
certainly did.
opinion, it's all hard to begin. I have to learn it to begin with. So,
It makes sense. It's difficult whether you do a simple one or a hard one.
or not. But, if it's a subject that I like the dragon, or, like I said, first model kit I ever put together in my life was a Fine Molds Millennium Falcon. I don't know if you've ever seen that kit. It's 700 and some pieces. I'm not going to attempt it to bring it in here because I might drop it. I don't want to do that today.
No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do
I
that.
don't blame you.
Yeah. Oh, Drew's working on a 75 scale model of a cyberpunk girl. That sounds cool. Jan says, "Yeah, you go through head shrinkers like they are 10 a penny, and they end up in the mental ward." I can actually believe that, Dan. But I also had great backing when I started it because my stepfather was a cross stitcher, and he had a group of ladies that would come over once a week to the house. Well, they would rotate for a while until his health started failing, and they would get together and cross stitch. But again, it was a dragon. I'm going to finish the dragon. So, like my one model kit, I did a Corsair simply because I liked the Corsair. I didn't
Yep.
choose a Spitfire. I chose a Tamiya 138, or excuse me, 148. Uh, Corsair, and
Well,
painted
it's
it.
interesting you say that, because would you like to know what I brought with me to work on? Bear with
Do you
me.
have
I
do you have
just
a
need to remove.
148 FU Tamiya?
Hang on a sec.
And Bildrat, welcome in. He's on one of the linked channels. Yeah, Nightmares of Cross Stitches. No, it did take me the better part of a year to do that dragon.
Oh, trust me to put it just out of reach. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
cool.
don't know till I start it. This is the one that Peter Webster sent me.
I did the Tamiya one of that.
I have looked at the Tamiya because is it the Tamiya? One of the Tamiyas that comes with a little moto tug.
Mine didn't, not the 148.
I think there's a few different versions of it, but I'm
Yeah.
sure that one of them does. And I'm like, I want to do that but I've now got an F4U1, an F4U1 or 2, because I've got the new one that's just come out, and this is the F4U4. So at least I can do 3 different versions.
I couldn't tell you which one. I know it's the FU.
Yeah, I've got to admit, until recently, it was just a Corsair to me. And now there's different versions. And now I want to know why there's different versions. So that will mean me doing more research, which is all good, really, isn't it? But I've kind of looked at what I'm doing on my channel, and I'm getting in a muddle. So I have a new plan. Instead of saying, right, I'm going to do this kit and then release weekly videos, I'm going to do a kit, make the videos, but don't release a single video until they're all finished, and then release them. And then if there's no content afterwards because I haven't finished, well, that's just the way it's going to have to be. Because I'm getting a little bit fed up of pushing myself for a timetable to do a video, not being able to meet the timetable, and then either spending time making apology videos for not releasing a video, which is obviously if I'm making videos on that, I'm not making videos on proper content, or I'm just leaving gaps and my channel is becoming unreliable. Now you sit down and think, right, okay, every Thursday there's going to be this, and then you get to Thursday and then this doesn't happen. So, once
hard, isn't it? Because especially the nature of your work,
Yeah. So from now on, if a part 1 comes out, every single part will come out. There may not be anything after that series is finished. There might be 2, 3, 10-week break. And I'm also going to structure it a little bit more so that once the part works are finished, there'll be like this day will be 1 to 48 scale aircraft day, and that day will be not 48 scale aircraft, and that day will be anything that goes on the land, and that day will be anything that goes in the sea. And if there's no content, there's no content, but there'll be no broken series.
Yeah, I think I did the F4U1D.
Right.
The one I did.
Okie dokie.
I don't know anything about aircraft. All I know is they got wings and they can fly.
Yeah.
That was me. I fell in love with the Corsair watching, of all things, the show Baba Black Sheep.
Okay.
I think they were flying the Corsairs. I just loved the bent wings.
Yep.
And Bildrat, welcome in.
Well, I started off with probably the same story as many people, just with the love of the F-14 Tomcat, and just got into Navy aircraft, and the more aircraft I seem to be biased towards Navy aircraft, so I don't have an issue with that.
No, I mean, that's like I said, that's where your interest lies, and that will keep you into it. I mean,
yeah.
And like I said, I do dragons. I do dragons in all different shapes, sizes, colors, and mediums. I mean,
yep. Well, it's not dragons, but it's similar reason why I got into chaos, because I do like the demons. I don't know if that reflects on me at all, but I love a good demon.
When it came to the Warhammer, I fell in love with the dryads.
Yeah.
Dryads, the Sylvanest.
That's 40. Oh, yeah, yes.
That's Sigmar.
Yeah. See, I like those because that's a lot of those you can get away with dry brushing, can't you?
Yeah, I do like dragons, and I mean, I've never really done anything like the model wise, but I'd like to play with a dragon on my arm.
Well, I would suggest, on the basis that you're another one of these ones that goes, oh, I don't know about models, I'm not sure if I'll be very good at it. Looking at what you've done, I think you would be okay.
Well, you never know. I mean, you are I can already tell you're detail oriented, so you will, if you just said the WizKids dragon. like I said, this one just happens to be clear.
Yeah.
You know, they're not all that way.
I think he would be a good elf painter because he's very neat and tidy. The elves demand a very neat color scheme.
Good night, Andy. Thanks for hanging with us for a bit, stopping in. Well, again, like I said, this is the Sylvaneth. These are the Dryads. These are the little ones.
Yeah. Baby tree men.
Yeah, they look like itty bitty ants. And some would say that that's, you know, what they would call tabletop ready. You know, a couple of colors of paint, but I'm nowhere near done with these.
I think that's where I get confused. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Like with these plastic models, whack a primer on, as long as it's not black, hey Penny.
No, so long as it's the correct color primer appropriate for the job you're doing.
Yeah. Don't prime black if you're going to plan to paint it white. That's the key.
I'm sorry, I was a bit evil for letting you.
No, it was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Not as hilarious as I found it.
But with these, they're basic. You just paint them one color. I've not done weathering. I've not done that. Now, if you go back, rewind, Penny, to my little Warhammer I did. Now, you did that with me every step of the way.
And you did very well on that. Look at that.
I did, but it got really confusing, and I don't think I could remember it because you have to do the base color, and then you've got this.
Right. The reason you can't remember it is because you did that a very long time, and you haven't been repeating the process.
No.
If you painted them every week, look at Natasha. She's really struggled at first remembering cleaning pieces up and dry fitting. Now, when I say to her, "What do you do next?" and she'll go, "Clean them up and dry fit," because it's just a repeatable process.
Yeah.
And the marvelous thing about the Warhammer is, particularly, you don't have to follow a specific color guide. I mean, you can paint your Space Marines. Yeah, there are different factions in the canon, but then you can also paint them your colors.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, one of William's children painted one of the dreadnoughts or something like that. I think it's purple. Did an outstanding job.
Yeah.
But it's purple.
Nothing wrong with purple. But thing is, I've heard of people coming up with a color scheme and they're going, "I know you're going to tell me it's wrong." And then someone's gone, no, that is already a faction. Look, you've got it in the books. It's this. But if you have a good story behind something, you can do anything you want.
Yeah. And Warhammer, like I said, the one thing about Warhammer is, or anything, even like I do, I'm painting Dungeons and Dragons. I don't play the game. I've never played the game. I've never played Warhammer. I'm just kind of following, because I thought, well, take my painting skills and scale them down. Scaling them down quite a bit.
What do you think? So, he's Rob British Railways fan and he's having a shootout.
And like I said,
I like that Horlicks. I'm quite jealous of that kit. See, a few months ago, I'd have looked at that kit and scoffed at it. Oh, I don't do vehicles.
Yeah. No, I've enjoyed it. I was saying, I don't know if you call it other streams or not, Penny, but I've probably just been working. But the next one to do is in our series is the refueler.
Okay.
I'm dreading it, but I'm going to learn something new because it's sort of gone up a stage, I think. Because when I do the actual fuel container at the back, that's going to need, I think, it's going to have a massive seam line down the top, and it's going to need filling, sanding. Obviously, I sand anyway, but it's going to need filling, and I've not done that before.
Right.
So that'd be another skill that I can try and learn, and it's either going to go right or wrong.
We did not to anything major, but me and Tasha did filling. What we did is we anticipated that, and then we put a little bit extra glue in the joint, so that when you push it together, you get what I've always called glue squidge.
Yeah.
And then once that sets dry hard, what we did is I taught her that where you've got a step, you just paint it, and then you sand it, and where the step is, the paint will remain. So you keep sanding till all the paint's removed. But that's how you remove a very small seam line. Obviously, bigger seam lines require a different technique, but it's just putties, or even plug the gap with something like a piece of plastic card. But I mean, you're doing it as a group, so you'll all win or lose as a group.
Yeah.
And you got some talented modelers there, so I don't think losing is really an option for you. I don't think it's going to happen.
No. I mean, the only time you lose is when you give up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I keep trying to tell people, I said, this is a hobby. It's not a race. If you get tired of whatever you're working on, put it aside and pick another one. And then go back to that one. Don't start a third kit. Go back to the first one. So you don't have, now I shouldn't say that. Have started projects of 6 different varieties laying around.
Yeah, I've got about 7 projects on the go at the moment.
I got it. I've got engines and stuff. I got to do work on. Need lubrication, cleaning done on them.
Yeah,
Just too late to get started doing it.
And I've got, it's spring's starting to hit, and I've got outdoor projects, my yard to work on. I've got some other home improvement projects I want to do outside. Plus, I've got some Ren Fair outfits I need to work on, both for myself and mostly for others.
Okay, this thing is having a laugh.
I guess I always say that I'm too lazy to work on it. I guess I'm more or less afraid I'll get one of these things stripped down, and then the railroad's going to call, and they'll all be in the middle of having an engine took apart, and I'll have to jump out and leave, and then I'll come back and forget what I'm doing. So
that's when you just take pictures.
Yeah, I have done that. I've that Proto 1000 Erie built that I attempted to work on. I took a picture of the gears in it when I took the truck covers off of it, so I can remember how they was orientated. The problem is though that particular set of locomotives, there's an A and a B in it, just like the F3s, but unlike the F units, the gears in the Erie belts are offset to one side, so I can't just put clones of Athearn gears in them, or put Athearn or Walther's gears in like you can the F units and some of their other locomotives. So I don't really quite know what to do about that one.
Ooh, Drew's learning the technical stuff. Volumetric painting, color theory, light and shadows.
That sounds way beyond my thinking. I meant my thinking abilities is what I meant. So
It's fun, but it's really helps, does it? Though. Don't know what volumetric painting is. I know color. I know basics of
there you
color.
go, Jerry.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I know if like you told me about like zenithal highlighting, which is like where the light's shining down from
Yeah.
and darker
Yeah.
areas. I suppose that's like shade, light and shade.
Well,
Yeah.
and Zenithal, that's actually a relatively easy. When
Yeah.
I say easy, I mean if you do it the way I've seen it done, where you're doing it in the priming stages, in
Yes.
the base coating, where you
Yes.
prime it whatever your primer color is, and then come in with the white
Yeah.
at
Well,
whatever angle.
the light and shadows. Remember when I explained to you that at a basic level, to make something pop, you either have to make the surrounding areas darker, or you make that item lighter, or in the case of figure painting, you do both.
Mm.
And Zenithal is one way of doing that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it's basically the way I've watched it done. You do the prime coat, then you come in with just basically a white, light to medium is, spray from just one direction, either straight down or maybe
Yeah.
offset from the side a little bit. If you want to get it look like what they call object source lighting.
Yeah.
Because most of your model paints are more on the translucent side.
Yeah.
It takes several coats. So if you're putting them over different tones of the primer, they'll naturally be lighter where, like I said, if you zenithal from the top, that's where the sunlight's going to hit. So they're going to be
Yeah.
lighter on the top half and darker underneath, even if
Yeah.
you're using the same color paint. An inexperienced way to explain that.
No, it's it worked really well. I mean, you could expand on it, but for people who don't understand what zenithal is,
That's a
probably
stripped down version of
yeah,
of what it does and why it works.
yeah.
And some people might call it a cheat, but I say, hey, it's a cheat that works.
It's like writing on ruled paper is the way I see it. The really smart and classy way to write a letter is to write a letter on plain paper and get your lines absolutely straight. If you use lined paper, is it cheating?
No,
Or,
it just keeps my
yeah,
lines from going uphill.
yeah.
Yeah, I can write level, but it all tends to go
yeah.
uphill.
Or what you do is you get a piece of lined paper with heavy lines, and then you put that underneath your plain piece of paper
Yeah.
and follow the lines. That's how much cheating zenithal is.
Yeah.
Is it cheating? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is there actually such a word is cheating in this hobby?
I don't
If it
think
gets
so.
a good
No.
result, are you actually cheating?
Not unless it's outlined in whatever competition rules you're in, which none of us are at the moment,
Exactly.
I believe. I say you
Yeah.
can't do it. But just about ever. Hey, Ted. Welcome back in. Joshy's in. David Bassett. Hello, Penny, or evening,
Joshy, how
Penny.
are you?
Penny and
Love
Horlicks and
Joshy.
Hun, the hosts.
Joshy's a wonderful guy.
Yes.
I know I sound like I've got a crush on him, but
Now, Joshy, things have quieted down a little bit. If you'd like to join us, I know feel free to. We can adjust for your delay. And Francis Adams is in. And Ted's
Hello,
Cars and
Francis.
Guitars is back. Yeah, we're back
You
up
know, I've got to be
to.
honest, Francis. You've been going under Francis for so long. I can't remember what your name is. I mean, I know what your name is, but I'm sure you used to have a handle, didn't you? Francis is one of my awesome painter viewers. Puts me to shame. Well, it's not hard to put me to shame, but she's an absolutely amazing painter.
I'll tell you someone who severely underjudges his painting is Sprue.
Yeah,
Screen name for Twitter is Valkyrie.
that's it, Valkyrie. Of course, I knew it was a cool name as well.
But Lindsay is phenomenal as well. It's like I got one of those ghost arcs just because they made it look so awesome.
Yeah, I've done that a lot. Oh, that looks easy. I think I'll get one. Oh, it's not
Okay.
easy.
Well, like I said, Josh, we've kind of mellowed down a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
even
been a
more.
little bit quieter stream today, which is fine. I mean,
Gonna go quiet down a little bit more because it's midnight here and I've got work early, so I'm gonna have to get off now.
oh, that's fine.
But thank you very much for a lovely stream.
Oh, thank you for hanging with us. I mean, you've been at this as long as I have today.
Yeah.
Did you come right at the start, Horlicks?
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, he was with us on Michelle's stream this morning.
Right. Oh, so you've been streaming all day then?
All day,
Yeah, we streamed with them and then jumped into, yes, I've been sitting in this chair for 13 hours.
Oh, I bet you got a sore bum.
Well, I've gotten up and walked a few,
Oh, no!
What'd you do?
So this little bit on the inside, that
Yeah.
I'm really struggling to get in, I put it the wrong way round. So
Oh,
if you look in
no.
there, I've got coloured windows. There, I've got silver windows, but on the inside, there's coloured strips.
Oh, no.
So all that effort, I've got to figure out how to undo it.
Yeah. Well, I've done quite a bit of the diamond painting today anyway, so that's quite good. It's quite
Well,
that's
like I
quite a
said,
lot for me.
that's why I call this a hangout. You don't have to have something on your bench. You can hang out, and it doesn't matter what you have on your bench.
No.
As long as it's publicly acceptable, that is.
Yes.
Although I don't know some of my earlier stuff with this little fella.
Well, you might have to have what a definition of publicly acceptable, because some of the painting I've done in the past has been so bad.
Well, no, it's like as long yeah. Penny, did you not see some of the early pictures of what my little dude looked like?
Yeah.
Tasha's is almost as bad.
Tasha's is very phallic, isn't it?
Well, oh. Let me see.
And she recovers.
God, you can't. It's so big you can't even see it from that point anymore.
I'm having to stop watching you do those brick things because they look so good. I want to buy some myself.
I mean, Penny. There's what some of those look like. Some of my first layers look like.
Yeah.
Now, not every kit looks like that, but.
No, I do. I keep looking at them myself, and I'm like, oh, I just don't know which one.
They're cute, and I mean, good grief for the amount of time involvement for the cost of the kit is rather good. I mean,
Yes,
if you
but
are
that's
looking
how
for,
addictions start, though, isn't it? Well, it's a lot for what it is, and then so I want another one,
yeah.
and then I want another one, and the next thing you know, I've just snapped off a tab there. Oh well.
I
Um,
think I've got 3 of them over there now. So I've got the blue fox, the red dragon. I think I've got one other one. So I got 4 of these, but I've resisted getting the really big one that I've seen. That stands about 68 centimeters tall and has 35,000 pieces to it.
see, I'm just like, I want.
Oh, I want it, but I'm just like, I'm not going to spend the $125 on it right now. Bill Dret says he has an RAAF Mark IIA Spitfire.
Nice.
Drew says he thinks he'll get off the couch and blend some skin tones.
Oh, I really need to work on my skin tones, especially when I have certain people, not mentioning any names, Terry, taking the mickey out of my skin tones.
At least you're not using pink and white or red and white.
No. Have I just inadvertently just had a go at someone by saying that in that way?
No.
Okay. Is that what Terry did?
No. That was someone else who did that.
No, that would be so ironic if Terry did it because
No, Terry did not. Terry's better. Terry's a much better painter than that.
He says that my Guy Gibson's got jaundice.
Quano says he just wants a copy of the instructions so he can spam Marcus. If nothing else, Dan, I'll take I'll take a picture of that first page and I'll send it over via Messenger. Well, yeah, Rodney, but there's a certain that particular screenshot that from an earlier picture has been memed. It is rather funny.
Is it?
I'm not going to show it on live, but yeah, somebody memed it. And it's made the circles, as I call it.
Oh, dear. Right, okay. I am going to go this time.
Okay.
I don't want to, but
Well,
we don't
you do
want
have to get
go.
up.
I hate Mondays as well at work.
Well, Horlicks, it was nice having you hang with us today.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, nice to see you all. Nice to see you, Penny. And I will see you when I see you next.
Yep, we'll see you next time.
Right. No.
Good night. Yeah, like Bill Drudge says, unless it's a commission build, don't we build for ourselves? Yeah. And then Joshy's Quana wants the instruction so he can replicate it, make it bigger and generator powered.
Yeah, sounds about right. I've seen his work. He's a little bit mad skills, hasn't he?
Oh, like I said, I love his the Optimus Prime he's working on.
Yeah. When I was on the same stream as him, my cat sitter was watching, and she came round a couple of days later, a Saturday night, and she was just constantly asking questions about it. And because most of my answers was, I don't know. She's like, where do I get it from? And what can you help me do it? And I'm like, I don't know. ask one on economics because that would be easier.
Oh no, it's not that. Where did I see that one? So Brian.
Come on, get in.
I never did put those videos up for Brian.
Oh, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to bend this over too much. Go on, get in. Get in. Go on. Yes. Yes, we're in. It is not very good. It's not very neat, but it's in.
How long do I think I'll be on for? Probably not much more. We'll probably call it in about 45 minutes or so. I don't see me
Sounds
going
good.
much longer than 9 o'clock because that's a 9 hour on this stream.
9 o'clock?
It'll be
It's 10 past midnight.
1. It'll be 1 a.m. UK time, but Drew's on my side.
Okay, so I'm not going to be super proud of that, but it's in. It's just
That's
the
good, though.
further along you go, the more the windows are out of sync. But that's bent up. But these fiddly bits are... This company has reinvented the word fiddly.
Now, is that a Peace Cool or is that a Metal Earth?
That's a piece cool. It's this one.
I don't know if I have that one.
I thought you said you did.
I had the wood kit.
Okay. Because this is the one that
Oh.
Carl kept saying it's not realistic. It's got the spire.
It's historically accurate.
Yeah.
Is how I would put it.
Historically, yeah.
That's all that matters right there, as long as it's historically accurate. Right?
Well, you got to remember Notre Dame had the fire a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and it lost one of its spires.
Ah, okay. I get you.
Well, the dragon ship that I did, Penny, was a Peace Cool kit.
Mm.
I don't think I have that particular. I don't see it in my stash over here right off the top of my head.
Okay.
Oh, I do have that one. Okay.
Oh,
But then, who's to say what I've got buried in that stash?
who knows? Only the shadow knows.
Yeah.
Don't like that. It's not meant to be that wobbly, is it? This one's gone.
No, but hello, Building with the Boys. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, Scott, how are you? Congratulations to your two boys. Scott's got two sons who wrestle. One of them fought for a title, which I won't give you the outcome on that one. And he's had another one who has made his debut this weekend, and I won't give you the outcome on that one. But I am someone who doesn't enjoy wrestling. It's not my thing, yet I found that quite enjoyable. I found it rather enjoyable.
Well, my brother wrestled in high school.
Right. But yes, entertaining weekend on that front. Yeah, I think it's been an entertaining weekend all over, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna relabel myself Doctor Who because I feel like I've had adventures in time and space. Well, I thought I'd be smart this morning, and I got on an early train to get me into London earlier. that my. And as I got on the train, the conductor told me, "You do know this is the long train to London." And I looked, and it was the long train. So I got off at Preston, which gave me a 40-minute break. So I had a cup of coffee and a nip outside for a cigarette. Got the next train, which would actually have got in 40 minutes before the one I was on, despite being 40 minutes behind. So I thought, right, no, nice, I'm on a winner, and I was halfway through. We got to Milton Keynes, and they've got every single train from Milton Keynes to London has stopped because of signal failure.
Oh no.
And once I realised I was going to get a delay of over an hour, and thus I was going to get my money back on the fare, one of the passengers, I was talking to a couple of the passengers, and they said, "Look, shall we just get an Uber and share the cost?" So the taxi was about 90 quid to London, but 30 quid each, which is less than the amount of refund I'm going to get. So, yeah, cut a long story short, I was about 3 hours late in London, and it just became a very long day very quickly. And that's why I'm exhausted.
Well, I'm tired. Randall's. Are you still there, Randall? He stepped away. Well, I think once he gets back, we'll just wind this up. Like I said,
Yeah.
I think I was in green room at 6:30 this morning.
Yeah.
So if I end in the next 15 minutes, that's still 14 hours.
Yeah.
That's as long as I worked yesterday.
Yep. That's about an average day for you, isn't it, Connie?
Yeah. Well, I admit, I do enjoy this because, like I said, I'll finish here when I'm. If you want to, Josh, here we can. You just grab the link and join us in green room.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, a lot of us that are streaming, if we weren't streaming, we would be doing this on our own in our homes. So it's as close as you can get to having your friend at the hobby desk with you. Okie dokies.
Well, in some respects,
2 hours.
In some respect, it's easier. Can you imagine trying to get 10 people in the same room?
Well, yeah.
With their hobby stuff?
I mean, they call that a club, don't they? But
it depends on what their hobby is, I guess.
Club meets, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? I joined a club, and it was absolutely brilliant because I joined the club to meet like-minded painters. And by the time I'd been going for a couple of months, I was playing different games, and I somewhere out there I have a D&D character, and I also have a I can't remember all of the. I'm going to be careful what I say because I know people get insulted when you get DC and Marvel mixed up. Was I Ant-Man? I think I might have been. I'm not even going to say whether it's DC or Marvel because I don't know. But I think they've played some Marvel-y superhero-y game, and yeah, I think
Good night,
that was
Ted.
my character.
And again, thank you for the truck.
I'm just waiting for Bill with the boys to tell me off because he knows it. He knows his Batman's from his Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sure thing, Alex.
Ooh,
Randall.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say we're going to go ahead. I didn't know if you were back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, I think we're going to wind this up. I mean, it's
okay.
It's almost 8.5 hours. Not one of our long. And Quano says, yeah, everybody's saying Marvel
Yeah,
as far as
I got
Ant-Man.
I got something like then ish.
So I guess we will see you all down the streams. I mean, I'm there most mornings, or lunch times for UK, mornings for me. I might feel this is the only one I host. And like I said, some days were longer, some days were shorter. Uh-oh. Randall's
Sorry about that.
Randall, are you
cough
not well?
medicine.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was going to work on a train, but that's okay.
Well,
I had my camera turned the wrong way.
yeah, like I said, I'm getting a little bit tired. I'll have a little bit of a
All right.
green room chat, and then we'll probably call it after that. But thank everybody for hanging with us. I mean, we still have what 12 on my side, 11 through Terry's, 5 through Penny's. I mean,
5. Wow.
yeah, I got what 55 thumbs up.
I think I'm going to have to start streaming through the night because I do have some mad, crazy people that will watch at that time.
Well, yeah, you never know. So I will say good night,
I will too. Good
and
night.
we will see you
See you
next
guys.
time. Again, thank you very much.